At the beginning of the story, a security guard is shown in a very frightened state. He was trying to escape through the ventilation of Freddy house. Actually, he had gotten extremely scared after seeing something. As soon as he rushed out through the ventilation, he realized that the door had been locked from the outside. Just then, something suddenly grabbed him with a growl. It turned out that the thing was not just anything, but a machine-like robot, which looked like a rabbit. It locked the guard onto a chair and activated the blade in its mouth. The guard began desperately trying to free himself. He started removing the nut from the chair, but his effort failed. After that, the rabbit-like robot killed him in a very brutal manner. From here, the scene shifts and we are shown a boy named Mike, who is going to play the most important role in this story. Along with him is his little sister, who lives with him. Mike takes his sister out for a walk. During that time, Mike noticed that someone was kidnapping a child right in front of his eyes. Seeing this, Mike jumped on that stranger and started beating him very badly. He beat him so much that the man was nearly on the verge of death. But later it was revealed that the man Mike had just beaten was actually that child's father. Here we understand that Mike's mental state is not quite right. The next day, Mike was shown with a man named Steve Raglan. Actually, Mike had come to him for a job. Steve gave him a job as a security guard. This is the same place where that unknown security guard was killed at the beginning of the story. Mike found out that he would have to do his duty there at night. Hearing this, he started to leave. But Steve gave him his card, saying that if he changes his mind, he should let him know. Mike's sister always sat quietly and kept drawing. Here it is revealed that Mike's mom and dad have passed away for some reason. The next day, Mike's Aunt Jane is shown arriving to take custody of his sister Abby. Seeing all of this, Mike had also become somewhat exhausted from his sister, because his sister, as always, just kept making her drawings. At night when Mike was sleeping, he saw in his dream that someone was kidnapping his little brother right before him. Mike ran after his brother, but at that very moment, he woke up. Troubled by this, Mike called Steve from abroad for the job. And after getting all the information, Mike arrived at that place. Steve Raglan had told Mike that this place called Freddy House was shut down back in the 80s, but due to its owner, it was simply left abandoned as it was. After going inside, Mike found the security guard's uniform there. He put it on and started his duty. As Mike explored the place and moved further ahead, he found a room filled with quite a few rabbit-like dolls, which looked extremely scary. At 3 in the morning, Mike drifted off to sleep. In his dream, the same people appeared again, where Mike had gone on a picnic with his family. Just like last time, someone started kidnapping his little brother again. But this time, 5 children appeared right in front of him. Mike only wanted to ask one thing: who had kidnapped his brother? Suddenly, all 5 children ran off in different directions. Mike started chasing one of them, but just then he bumped into a rock and woke up. The next day, as soon as Mike came home, we see a girl named Max at his house, who was a babysitter. Actually, she was taking care of Abby. The following night, Mike went back to Freddy house again for duty. This time too, he fell asleep, and again in his dream, his brother got kidnapped. Just like last time, the same 5 children came to him again. But this time, when Mike angrily asked, "Who took my brother?" the children suddenly started running away again. But this time, Mike ran and caught one of the children. The child struck his hand with something iron and injured him, and black tears of blood began to flow from his eyes. Suddenly, Mike's eyes opened because of a noise in Freddy house, because there had been some disturbance in the electricity. As he moved forward to turn off the electricity, we could see that a rabbit robot was watching him. That same morning, some people with their weapons broke into Freddy house. Actually, this Freddy house is not a house at all. It is a pizza restaurant, but for now, we are calling it Freddy house. They had come inside to destroy things there, and they also had to take expensive items and leave with them. In a flashback of this, we are shown that Abby and Mike's Aunt Jane wanted Mike's career to be completely finished, so that the court would feel that Mike is completely helpless, not capable of doing anything. And when that would appear, he would neither earn anything nor be able to eat and drink properly. So how would he keep Abby with him? And when the court would find out what condition Mike is in, Jane would take custody of Abby under her control. That is why she had made a plan and sent them to create destruction inside Freddy house. All the criminals separated and started breaking things. But just then, one of them heard some sounds coming from inside the fridge there. As soon as he opened the fridge, a 2-eyed robot in front of him opened its eyes. But in the blink of an eye, it disappeared from there. As soon as he turned around, that same 2-eyed doll jumped from the hand of another doll and grabbed him. Inside, one man saw his companion running away on the CCTV. Actually, he had seen that doll killing his companion, but he too was killed at the hands of a rabbit doll. As soon as he went after the sound, the rabbit robot came right in front of him. Seeing a living robot, he nearly wet his pants. Very quickly, he ran away from there. While running, he immediately hid in the same control control room. Just then, he saw that the yellow robot was bowing down in front of the blue robot as if it were its leader. Just then, both of them started looking at him through the camera. Actually, the blue robot had bowed down and put the small doll inside the ventilation. And suddenly, that small robot doll came through the ventilation and started trying to kill him. Now, because it could not harm him, it went away. But when he tried to escape from there through another door, suddenly yet another robot came and attacked him, killing him as well. Meanwhile, Max had also come inside while searching for everyone. Looking for them, she went quite far inside. Just then, during that time, a child started calling out to her. Following it, she went even further inside. As soon as she entered the room, a robot doll was lying there in front of her. Placing a chair, as Max carefully started looking at it, suddenly a hand came out from inside it, and in the blink of an eye separated her head from her body, which caused her death as well. That same day, a lady police officer named Vanessa came to Mike's house. It turned out that Mike already knew Vanessa. Here, Mike told Vanessa about his dream, that he kept having the same dream again and again. Vanessa felt that Mike was taking sleeping pills during his duty. Because of this was happening to him. And advising him, she said that if you are at Freddy's, always stay alert. At night, when Max did not come to his house, Mike took his sister Abby with him to Freddy house itself. Mike did not know that Max had already been killed. After going inside, Mike found bloodstains there. Suddenly, Mike got scared upon seeing a small doll. Now, with great effort, he cleaned up the broken and damaged things there and got back to his duty. But this time, as soon as 4 o'clock arrived, just like before, his eyes closed. Just then, during that time, someone in a child's voice woke Abby up and ran away. Abby, hearing the voice, started going after it. Moving forward, as soon as she said, "I know you are there. Come on out now." That same night, a rabbit doll's eyes opened. Seeing this, Abby's throat went dry. During that time, the scene shifted inside Mike's dream. This time, instead of seeing that boy running, he saw him sitting on the ground. In a very soft voice, Mike started asking, "Are you the same children who were kidnapped?" Mike told that child that if you tell me who the kidnapper is, he can give him anything in return. But just then, the screaming voice of Abby came into his dream. Turning around, the child had disappeared. But as a sign, he had drawn a strange rabbit on the ground, which looked exactly like the same rabbits visible inside Freddy house. As soon as he woke up, he actually heard Abby scream. Rushing quickly to her, he found that Abby was playing with all those rabbit robots. But Mike was completely on alert because he had never seen anything like this before. Here, Mike appeared happy on the outside while meeting everyone, but was completely scared on the inside. The strangest thing was that just a short while ago, these robots had killed those criminals in a very painful way. But when Mike and Abby's turn came, they stood there as if they had a close relationship with them for a very long time. Meanwhile, Vanessa was working on the case of those same 5 children who had been kidnapped. Those 5 missing children are the same ones who are controlling these rabbit robots. All the robots were working together with them, as if a family had been reunited and was very happy. Anyway, things kept going on like this. One day, while on duty, Mike fell asleep again, and in his dream, along with the same 5 children, his mom, dad, and his little brother Garrett were also there. Actually, among the 5 children, the leader was the one who had drawn the rabbit to show. Actually, he wanted to bring Abby into their group because her mom also wanted that, but Mike refused to allow it. Bringing Abby into the group meant that all 5 children wanted to kill Abby and include her spirit on their team. As soon as Mike refused, everyone suddenly disappeared. Meanwhile, in the real world, a strange robot started coming closer to him, and in the dream, all the children started attacking him one by one and injuring him. Actually, everything he was seeing in the dream, he was also physically feeling in the real world, because the same robot that had come near him was the one injuring him. As soon as his eyes opened, he found himself on a chair, looking at that same blade robot. Here, just like the security guard from before, he started trying to remove the nut from the chair, but now the blade robot had completely gripped him. After a great deal of effort, he freed himself and ran away from there. As he left, quite a few dead bodies were present inside that same house. Actually, these were the same people who had been killed by them during the vandalism at Freddy house. Now, because Mike was completely injured, he could not run and was caught by a rabbit robot. But later it turned out that the robot had not come to harm him. Meanwhile, Abby was shown with her Aunt Jane, who had come to take Abby. But at that very moment, right behind her, a rabbit robot wearing a black hat was shown, inside which was the child leader. He first killed Jane and and took Abby away, as if nothing had happened at all. Here, Vanessa told Mike that in the 80s, when those children disappeared, the police had searched the entire Freddy's, but they could not find them. The one who had kidnapped them was a very evil man. Vanessa said, "He was not a man, he was a monster. He knew that the parents would come to save them, but they could not. Inside those machines, there are not just the ghosts of the children, but their bodies are also present. That is why the child leader reached Abby and took her away." Here, through Vanessa, it became clear that those 5 children do not want to hurt anyone. But it is that man who has kept all the children under his control, because whatever the children are doing, they are doing it unknowingly. They have absolutely no idea that they are killing anyone. When Mike asked for his name, Vanessa showed him a rabbit picture and told him that his name is William Afton. Actually, the truth was that the girl visible in that picture was none other than Vanessa herself. That is her childhood photo. And everything that had happened so far, and the one who had orchestrated all of this, was none other than Vanessa's dad, who at this moment was in the form of a rabbit in this picture. The toy ship visible in Vanessa's hand was the same ship that kept appearing in Mike's dreams, and the one who had kidnapped Mike's little brother was none other than Vanessa's dad. Now, since Vanessa was away from Freddy House with Mike started asking her to come along with him, but she did not want to do that because she would not be able to do anything in front of her dad. That is why Mike took Vanessa's car and headed toward Freddy House. Meanwhile, Abby was playing with all the children. Mike entered the building from the back side through the vent. Coming inside, he saw that the children's robots were taking Abby along with them. Immediately breaking the vent door, Mike reached the dancing robots and very cleverly spilled water beneath them and passed electricity through it, which caused a short circuit inside them, and both robots shut down. Meanwhile, one robot took Abby to a place where even more doll-like machines were kept. The robot immediately grabbed Abby and started placing her on top of it. Actually, it wanted to kill her in this way and place her soul inside the robot. But just then, Mike suddenly arrived and caused a short circuit inside it, which killed it too. But just then, the small ice cream robot grabbed Mike's foot with its teeth and started pulling him backward very forcefully. Mike started yelling at his sister to run away from there. While running away, Abby spotted that strangely shaped robot, which was coming toward her while searching for her. Abby was hiding among a lot of balls, but this time the robot spotted her. Just as it was about to grab and kill Abby, Vanessa arrived just in time, and by hitting that robot, she saved Abby's life. Meanwhile, Mike kicked it hard and thrust his electric rod straight into its mouth, which caused a short circuit inside it, and it was also destroyed. Running while searching for Abby as he moved forward, another rabbit robot that looked completely different came in front of him. Its movements were exactly like those of a grown human being. Seeing it, Mike shot at it with his taser gun, but this time nothing happened to it. And quickly moving forward, the rabbit started beating Mike. It was shown that this robot had brought all the children's robots back to life. Just as it was about to kill Mike with a knife, Vanessa arrived with a gun. Right here, as Vanessa's dad removed his rabbit mask, it was revealed that this man was none other than Steve Raglan, the same man who had given Mike the job. Actually, he already knew that Mike had a little sister too, whom he wanted to include with those children, and he wanted to completely finish Mike off. That is why he had plotted this entire conspiracy and told Mike his name was Steve Raglan, while his real name was William Afton. Here, Vanessa's dad thought that his daughter would not shoot her own dad, but Vanessa fired without thinking at all. Now, since Vanessa had told Mike that the yellow rabbit was the one who had kept all 5 children under his control, while to those children he had lived as a good father figure. That is why Abby now started changing the drawing. But before that, William moved forward and stabbed his own daughter in the stomach with a knife. Meanwhile, very quickly, Abby changed the drawing and put it up in such a way that in that picture, William was standing as a killer, and he was the one who had killed all those children. When all the children's rabbit robots looked at that picture, they started remembering their terrible days, how William had kidnapped them and placed them inside these robots and killed them. A surge of hatred and desire for revenge started rushing through all of them. All of them started moving toward him because what that monster had done to them was something they could not even cry over properly this time. Immediately, the ice cream robot jumped on him and activated the machine inside him, because of which William started to be crushed in a very painful manner because that machine was under the control of those 5 children, and those same children were crushing and killing him. But while dying, William put on his rabbit mask and started absorbing all the lights of the restaurant into himself. Here, while dying, William said, "I will return," and with a rumbling growl, he started dying inside it. Mike quickly picked up Vanessa and left the restaurant, and all the children's robots took William, that is, Vanessa's dad, away with them. The next day, Mike was shown at the hospital with Vanessa, waiting for her to recover. At home, Abby had started insisting on meeting her friends. Actually, she was talking about those same 5 children who are currently inside the robots. But meanwhile, in that same restaurant, William was seen writhing and dying inside that same rabbit costume because his life was not leaving his body, and the child leader, looking at him, locked him in the same room. And here this story comes to an end for now. Now a question arises. Will William die inside that rabbit costume, or will he survive? And will the souls of the children find peace, or will their bodies be completely freed from those rabbit robots forever? To find out, we will be bringing its second part very soon. We hope you enjoyed this ride. See you in the next movie ride.